Welcome to DeFi Crypto Today. Our topic today is Anchor Protocol. How can we increase the APY here and using the bear market to have a strategy that's not too insanely risky? Okay, it's a little bit degen, but there's a way to increase the yield here at least 4 times, give or take. I also want to take advantage of the fact that we're in a bear market right now and that the price of stocks and crypto in general is going down. We're probably going to have a bear market for a little while, I'm expecting. That's my guess right now. Anybody's guess is good enough. So why am I bearish on the stock market in general and the crypto market? Ukraine right now, that's not exactly good news for everybody. That brings a lot of uncertainty. The market tanked today because of the invasion by Russia. Also, inflation is very high, especially in the United States, and the Federal Reserve wants to raise interest rates to fight inflation. And we're expecting a rate increase sometime in March. And that should be the first of several rate increases in 2022 and possibly 2023 as well. So each time the interest rates go up, that increases the cost of building new factories, of hiring new employees, because the cost of borrowing goes up. The price of everything goes up. So a lot of enterprises are like, it's too expensive. I'm not going to open that factory, or I'm not going to hire as many people, or whatever. So a lot of businesses have that problem when interest rates go up. Okay, so that's not extremely good for the economy. So we can expect that companies that are highly leveraged, that borrow a lot of money, are going to have to increase their costs. And that's going to reflect on their earnings, which are going to be going down, which is going to reflect on the prices of their shares, which is going to go down, and so on, so on, so on. So that might be going on like this for a while. So my guess is that we're going to have a bear market for at least several months, and maybe a year, who knows. And we might as well find a way to profit from that. Okay, so there's a way to do that when we short assets that we think are going to go down. So we're going to short the stock market using crypto, and we're going to use that to increase our yield at Anchor. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? So how are we going to do that? Well, if you watch my Time to Be Your Own Bank series, it's more or less the same method, but we're turning it around. So our main asset this time is a stable coin instead of being a variable coin. And it's the UST token. And we deposit it on Anchor Protocol. When you deposit UST tokens in Anchor Protocol, you notice, if you click here, that you receive a receipt that's called aUST. And for the $500 I've got deposited there, I've got 416 or almost 417 aUST tokens in exchange. Why are the number is smaller? That's because the aUST gathers interest. It's an interest-bearing asset, an interest-bearing token. So it grows in value over time as it receives this 19.46%. So you can have your money here, and you can use your receipts somewhere else, and those receipts still gather the interest that's coming from Anchor. So your collateral, and we're going to use that as collateral, so your collateral grows in value gradually. Okay, at 19.46% per year, which is really nice. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take, first you need to deposit some UST on Anchor. Anchor is on the Terra ecosystem. To get on the Terra ecosystem, you need a wallet, the Terra Station wallet, that you install as an extension on your browser. It's good for Chrome, Brave, Opera, and Firefox. Okay. Now, once that's installed, send funds over. So if you've got money on Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, or Harmony, you can send that over to Terra. These are the tokens that will go through the bridge. Okay, so typically get yourself some UST. That's the easiest one. Okay, so get yourself some UST on those other blockchains if you have a lot of money on BSC or Ethereum or whatever. And then you transfer them, you put an amount here, and you put your destination address, which is your Terra Station wallet address. And then you connect the wallet, and it sends the funds over. Another way to do this is if you have a Binance account or a Gate.io account or many other centralized exchanges, you can buy the UST on the exchange and withdraw from the exchange and put in your Terra Station wallet address there. Now, Binance sometimes is temperamental. We'll say, today the system is a little bit busy, the network's overloaded, da. So instead, I'd like to use Gate.io, which is 99% of the time gives me no problem whatsoever if I want to send tokens over directly to my wallet. So up to you. You choose your centralized exchange the way you want. All right, so let's assume that we already have UST transferred to our Terra Station wallet and that we already deposited $500 on Anchor. All right. So we're ready to go to Mirror protocol. So you got several things you can do. You can trade tokens here. You can borrow tokens. You can farm tokens. You can do all kinds of things. For a long time, for about 6 months, I did a delta neutral strategy on this, and it was very, very stable and quite profitable. So that was a good idea. You can try that as well. But what we're going to do today is we're just going to short some of these tokens. Now, if you look at this, let's go to borrow, sorry. We need to borrow, okay? And we have several tokens we could borrow, okay? What I want to do is reduce the risk of wild fluctuations. Because right now we expect that the market's going to be bearish. So we expect that the market, as a general rule, it's going to go down and down and down and down. But, from time to time, the market goes back up and down and up and down and up and down. But generally, I expect the trend to be like this, okay, at least for the foreseeable future. So if we have a basket of assets, chances are the fluctuations are going to be minimal because it would be the whole market that would be moving up and down at the same time. Okay, and typically those fluctuations are very small, and they're in the order of 1 or 2, maybe 3% at the most. Okay, it's very rare an index like the S&P 500 to drop more than 1% per day, even when things are really catastrophic. Okay, it has to be near the end of the world, okay, to get more than a couple percent down or up on the S&P. So, as you can see here, we have several assets. These are synthetic assets, okay? So, the mint copies of Apple shares here. This is Apple, okay? That's a synthetic Apple stock. It doesn't give you rights to vote. It doesn't give you dividends or anything like that. It tracks the price of the Apple stocks on the stock market. Okay, and you can only buy these American stock market hours, which is from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, those guys don't work long hours. Traditional finance, They don't understand 24/7 trading like we do on crypto. So you have to be trading these things during those hours, otherwise you can't trade them. So I'm not going to take Apple or Airbnb or whatever because I want a basket of assets. Just a single stock is too risky for me, okay? Because I'm borrowing money. I don't want the price of that borrowing to shoot up, okay? I want it to go down, okay? It's more profitable for me if the money I borrow shrinks, so I have less to pay, right? If the price of the assets go up in value, well, I'm losing money, okay? I have to pay more debt, okay? So I want the debt to go down. So hopefully I'm right in my guess, and I expect that the market is going to go down this year. So what we're going to do is to reduce my risk. We're going to find a mix of a basket of assets. So there are two of them. There's MQQQ here, which is which mimics the NASDAQ 100. So that's a basket of assets. But the one I want to use right now is this one, mSPY, which mimics the Standard & Poor 500, the S&P 500 stock market. So it's very, very diversified. It has over 500 stocks in it. And this synthetic reflects the price of the S&P 500, okay? Now, if we look at the price here, this is a relatively new token. I believe it started in December. And as you can see, we have a pretty neat downward trend. Of course, it's going up a bit here. If we look at the log, how does it look? Yeah, about the same. So if I bought here and it would shoot up there, yeah, that would be bad for my loan. Okay, my loan would go up in value, and I don't want that. So it's possible to have a spike up. But as you can see, even from here to here, see, this is what, 440. This is 460. It's only a $20 rise in the price. It's not that much. Okay, you'll notice that the price fluctuations on crypto assets are a lot more volatile than assets that reflect the stock market. Okay, on the stock market, yeah, okay, you have a minus 1%, plus 1%. You know, those are normal things, even in crisis situation. While Bitcoin is going to drop like 20%. You know, it's so Bitcoin would be too volatile for what I want to do. So this is not too bad. I think it serves our purpose. So we're going to try it. Okay, so we want to borrow some SPY. Go here. And we need to put a collateral asset. So it gives us the choice of UST, aUST, or Luna. So I want to use the aUST because that's what I deposited at Anchor. And the aUST grows in value over time, okay? So basically my collateral expands, okay? And hopefully it will expand at a rate that's faster than my debt, okay? All right, so now what they say here, okay, is that you have a minimum collateral of 110%, but that's becoming risky. Okay, so we're too close to getting liquidated. So what we want is stay in the safe range, which would be 160% according to this. Okay, so as you can see, 160% is pretty good. That means that this asset is not very volatile. If you take any other asset, like a single stock, like you can take Apple or Tesla or whatever, they're probably going to ask you to have 200% collateral, okay, to stay in the safe range. So that's what we're going to do right now. So we're going to take all our aUST and we're going to use that as collateral at the 160% collateral rate, and that's going to buy us 0.75139 mSPY token. It says only available during market hours. We should be still in market hours, I hope. And let's borrow. All right, so we post on our wallet. All right, so we have our collateral ratio almost 160%, our borrowed asset, the mSPY here, and we have this collateral to guarantee it. And we have this. Now go to my page. Okay, so I already have some MQQQ that I'm using for something else. It's another experiment I'm doing. But we're looking at our mSPY here. Okay, and that looks all right. Okay, so what I'd like to do now, if I look in my wallet, I'm going to add the token so we can see it. Add that, close, and it shows here that I have 0.75 mSPY in my wallet. So I'm going to trade it for more USTs. So let's do that. Okay, let's type mSPY, too many here. Okay, so we got mSPY and we want to sell it. So I want to sell all of it. I'm going to refresh and see what that's about. Okay, so we change that for mSPY. Now it's working. Okay, so we're going to sell our mSPY and we're going to get 307 UST, which we're going to redeposit on Anchor. So let's do the trade. Okay, so go back to my page. All right, so now we go back to Anchor. Now you see at the moment it says 0 UST. What's that about? Well, remember we took our receipt, the aUST, that we had for depositing $500 here. And we used all those receipts, all those aUSTs as a collateral to borrow some mSPY tokens, right? So when you use the aUST, they disappear from here and they go on mirror, okay? But they're still earning interest. They're still earning that 19.46% on Anchor, all right? So right now we're going to deposit, we said what, $307, I think. That's the money that we managed to get. Post. All right, we deposited 307. We're getting 255 aUST. So we're going to use again those aUST tokens and borrow some more mSPY tokens from that, and then we're going to sell those mSPY token, use for USTs, deposit them here, get more aUSTs. I'm going to loop and loop and loop and loop until the amounts are just too small to bother with. Okay, and by doing so, we're going to multiply our original deposit. Okay, and because we're multiplying our original deposit, we are in fact using the same $500 to earn more than 19.46%. Okay, that's the plan. All right, so we've got that $307 here. Okay, so, and that gives us 285 or almost 286 aUST tokens. We go back here, we borrow again. We type mSPY. Yeah, that one. And we want to use aUST again. We keep the same ratio, and we need to click this. So now we're getting 0.46 mSPY. We borrow and we post in my page. All right, okay, so now we're trading again our mSPY. All right, and we're going to sell them, and it gives us 188 UST tokens. So sell. Okay, I might as well add this here on my form so I know how much I'm borrowing. Okay, so if we do a total of this and then this, it's going to be this plus this. And we're going to go down like this. So as you can see here at the third iteration, we almost doubled our money. If we double our money, that means we doubled our interest rate. So it was 19.5%, now it's 39%. Because it's the original 500 that we're using and reusing and reusing and reusing and so on and so on and so on. So I'm going to perform a few loops, otherwise it's going to be a little bit long on the video, and then I'm going to show you the final result. Okay, so we performed the operation several times, 2, 4, 6, 8 times. We borrowed mSPY 8 times, and well, the original is when we deposited the original amount. So each time we borrowed, we received some, we exchanged the borrowed mSPY for UST, and that gave us this these amounts. I don't know what happened here. I must have made a mistake. I don't know. But anyway, the point is it more or less worked. And what we end up with is we have now 1,426 UST tokens working for us on Anchor. That's the point of doing all this. If you take 1,426, that's almost $1,500. So it's very, very close to 3x. If I were to do this several more times with smaller and smaller and smaller amount, we would get to 1,500. Okay, but I'm not going to bother with that. It takes too much time for tiny amounts. Now, obviously, if you have much larger investments, you might want to continue looping and looping and looping like this, okay, until you reach a point where it makes no sense. You know, even for a small amount like this, we can 3x revenues on Anchor. So if you got 19.5 and we do that 19.5 times 3, that gives us 58.5%. It's almost 60%. That's really, really good, okay? Considering that this amount is working for us 3 times as much as we did originally. Now, the other potential advantage, if you look here, okay, so I've got you know, quite a few mSPY token borrowed now. If it shows here that we borrowed $1,127, okay, the mSPY, if they keep going down in value, we would make a capital gain. Well, an unrealized capital gain until we sell the positions, okay? So there's another, so that's a potential gain that we can have if I'm right, and the S&P 500 keeps going down and down and down this year. And I could be totally wrong. So, as I said, monitor these positions very carefully, okay? It's not very difficult. All I did was loop and loop and loop and loop and loop and loop. So you borrow and you sell the token back to UST, you redeposit the UST on Anchor, the aUST receipt sits in your wallet, and you use it as collateral to borrow this token. Okay? All right. So that's it for this video. If you like this kind of stuff, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell. Download the free book. All you have to do is put your name, your email address, and hit the submit button. And you're going to see a big fat button that says download the free book. If you don't see that button, we're going to email you another button that says download the free book. And if you don't want to download the free book, well, you go to Amazon, you pay $5.99 to Jeff Bezos, and Jeff will send me $1. See you.